Welcome to Keto Beyond the Couch, episode 341.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos. Happy Monday, everybody. I love you. I'm so glad you woke up this morning. And I'm very, very thankful and honored that you are here.
Yeah, welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday morning. I woke up. God is good.
Yes, all the time.
So welcome to the channel. If you are new here, this is Keto Beyond the Couch. Keto Beyond the Couch is all about our subscribers. We do this every Monday at 10 a.m. Live whenever possible. And we like to just celebrate our subscribers and also highlight questions and comments that we found on our social media. So if you didn't know, if you are new here, we have a few social media platforms. We have an Instagram channel, which Rachel pretty much handles that. We have a Facebook group. And then our main social media community place is Mighty Networks. You can find that at members.twocrazyketos.com. It is completely free. If you want to choose to support us financially, you can join one of the paid groups and get some extra things, which we'll be talking about a little later today. Or you can use any of the links down below, or even buy us a cup of coffee.
We sure do appreciate it.
I did want to, as I pull this up, say today's sponsor for this Monday is Redmond Real Salt.
We love you, Redmond.
So people ask us all the time, what salt should I use?
What seasoning?
You need, not seasoning, salt.
Yeah, but I mean seasoning also.
But what salt should I use? You know, if you're new to keto, sodium is extremely important. You should be salting your food, which was very weird for me because I grew up in a family where you didn't even have salt in the house.
That's a no-no.
Not only did you not salt your food, you didn't add salt to recipes, which is probably why my mother wasn't a very good baker, because baking is about chemistry and you need salt. But we just never added salt. So starting on the ketogenic diet, it was very weird for me to salt my food. And you need sodium. You need about 4,500 milligrams a day of sodium.
That sounds like a lot.
Which sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot. And people will ask us, what kind of sodium? Where should I get it? And, you have things like Himalayan pink salt and Celtic sea salt. And my recommendation is always Redmond Real Salt for a few reasons. Number one,
local.
Most of the Himalayan salt that you're going to buy here in the United States, it's not real Himalayan pink salt. It's salt that's been colored pink to get you to buy it. But if you were to take it and dissolve it in water, you're going to find that there's no minerals in the bottom. So it's not real Himalayan pink salt. The other thing is it's coming from around the world. It's not coming from local. What kind of mining practices do they have? Are they abusing children in the mining of their stuff? You don't know any of that stuff.
Don't.
If you lived in the Himalayas, I would say go ahead and use Himalayan pink salt. But we're here in the United States, and the best salt you're going to get here is from underground mines like the one in Utah at Redmond Real Salt. We've been in their mines a couple of times. It is amazing. They are an amazing company. The other thing that people ask about is sea salt. Sea salt, though it could be great, it's been exposed to the elements. I mean, we talk all the time about pollution in the ocean and everything. It's been exposed. That means it's all in that sodium. Also, just whatever you do, don't ever use the stuff with the little girl on the umbrella. Read the ingredients on that. There's sugar in it.
Did you know
they literally
dextrose
put sugar in that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we love Redmond Real Salt. Great company, underground mine, pure mineral salt. They also have lots of seasonings, and you can use this link. It's on the screen or the one down below in the description box to get 15% off of your order.
Because I'm allowed to talk about the seasoning blends now, right?
Yes, you
because
can talk about
I do like the seasoning blends. I was using their taco seasoning because you need to make a big batch of. We've finished out the Joe batch of taco seasoning.
Well, I just did another box yesterday, and I found 3 of them.
Oh, good. And so, but the Redmond has their own taco seasoning.
Yes.
And it is delicious. And that was on my scrambled eggies. Can I just say, last week when we released the video of you, and Peyton cooking, it was kind of hilarious to hear you talk about eggs and say eggies. The entire video.
3.
I know, but I just thought it was so cute. And I would like to put in my request that eggies is how we call them.
You're not 3.
Well, but I just think it's so tender. I like seeing that tender side of you. So on my eggies this morning, I had the taco seasoning and it was a delicious blend.
Very good. So just a quick reminder before we move on to something. Carrie said the Redmond seasoned salt is something to talk about. Very good.
You know that's right.
Next Monday will be a pre-recorded Keto Beyond the Couch. We will record it probably on Saturday. It will air at 10 a.m. And I think we are going to open it up. There will be a live chat. So it'll be premiered. You can go in. We should be able to get in there.
We'll try our best.
But we will be on Royal Caribbean's newest ship, Star of the Seas. Everybody pray that there's no hurricanes next week because we are cruising during hurricane season.
We got this like what, a year and a half ago?
When they first announced the launch of the ship, I was able to get these.
So that's why we're getting it. The further away from a cruise you book it, the cheaper the price.
And also, as a travel agent, I can find good deals, and I found a really, really good deal on this one.
I'm excited about our time together.
So we're super excited. We're going to take a little break, take a week-long break. We're going to go on the cruise. For us, it's not about where we're going. I don't even know where we're going. It's about just being on the ship, and we're super excited. So we will be premiering that next week. We'll also put a video out because it is a brand new ship and show you guys some of the things.
What's on it?
We're not eating specialty restaurants. They have a lot of free things. We're going to show you how we do keto on this brand new ship.
We're keeping it free.
Super excited about it. Let's jump right into Keto Beyond the Couch. If you are new here, the way we do this is we're going to go through everything that we've got pre-planned. We don't pay too much attention to the chat. If you have a question, hold off to the last 10 or 15 minutes, or you can use the super chat function. That will benefit the channel, but more importantly, it highlights our screen so we can answer your question right away. We're going to start off with this one from Larry.
Ooh,
and
Larry.
I love this one. It says, surround yourself with those on the same mission as you.
I love it. And it is fellow lions. I think, we need to see ourselves as strong, right? And I want to be strong. And part of why I want to be strong in my mind and in my body and in my behavior and in the habits that I repeat is because I want to be strong for my friends. Show me your friends and I will show you your future. If you are wanting a future that is positive in its mindset, if it healthy in its body, feels like it is encouraged and surrounded by love and really devotion and loyalty. I really esteem loyalty a lot, right? Then you need to be gathering together a friend group that reflects that. I think sometimes we're like, man, I'm going to surround myself with a certain group and hopefully I can help pull them into a positive mindset, or hopefully I can help them to get well. But I just don't think that can be your group. That can't be that closest ring in your life.
No. And I've seen pastors talk about this in the past, but we talk about it all the time. You need community in everything you do. The most successful way to change your health habits, to eat a ketogenic diet, to lose weight, to improve your health, is to be in a community of like-minded people, because they're going to help strengthen you. They're going to help you through the hard days. And not to get too religious, but yesterday I was watching a pastor online, and he was talking about needing community, needing to be around people. And he was talking about when Jesus was in a house and they broke the hole through the house and they dropped everybody down. And he said, 4 people had to carry him.
Right.
Who are your 4 people that are carrying you?
Yeah, your corner
And
holders.
I was thinking about that as an aspect of our ketogenic diet. We have more than 4 people. We have all of you.
And that's,
but you need to have at least 4 people that are going to carry you for that healing.
Because there's times in your life, there's seasons where you're going through something that you just don't feel like you can put one foot in front of the other. I mean, that was a time I was definitely a corner bearer for my mom when my dad passed, because even the thought of getting up and getting dressed was just she could not do that thing. Right. It was just the grief, maybe you're going through a struggle because, you're trying to, get into schooling and education because you are working towards a career, and just time to steward relationships are really challenging. And you need somebody to kind of do more of the heavy lifting, in that season for whatever reason. Maybe you are getting started with keto and you need people to come alongside of you that have already experienced wellness and can help to anchor your hope that your future will be different. Well, man, if the person that is like, your friend in that season is kind of like lazy
A vegan.
right? Well, but I would just be like lazy in their attitude towards stuff, negative and like not hopeful for their future. Like they can't even carry themselves. How are they going to carry you?
Right.
Right.
So if you're not a member of our Mighty Networks group, go join it right now. Stop what you're doing, hit pause. We'll be here when you get back.
We'll be here.
Members.2crazyketos.com. Join it. It's free. Awesome community over there. Next one we have is from Laquita.
Hello, beautiful.
Never seen Laquita's before picture.
Yes.
So she put this up. She didn't write anything. I was just like,
I'm so proud of you.
Holy smokes.
You are amazing.
Like, my only thing is, Laquita, why did you not make the new picture of you big?
Yeah, right? Because that is so much more.
Holy smokes.
I think sometimes like we just put that ratio, and I definitely could too, that it was like, I have been longer this way. I've spent more time. Yeah. It's taken up more of my life this way than the new me, as far as like what I'm doing. And so I can totally see that's what it feels like. But I'm so excited. I actually like the fact that it's on this side where I see that first, because girl, you are just getting started. Like your life, this new chapter of your life is just beginning. And I'm so excited for it. And I feel very privileged to be a part of it, to be your friend.
She reminds me a lot of you, because she's always putting pictures with her turkeys and stuff. And like, I'll go out in the yard and see Rachel just sitting there with turkeys. When we have baby chickens, she's sitting on the couch with them on a heating pad. And I'm like,
Laquita is definitely a kindred spirit. Yeah. And I feel it and I appreciate it.
Next one is from Robin.
Hey, Robin.
Robin said, today is my birthday. I'm 74.
Wow.
She posted it last week. I thought I'd share a couple of pictures. The first one is my daughter's wedding in January 22nd and in January 24th after trying different diets. We decided to start a keto lifestyle. The second is April this year. I've lost over 20 kilograms in 18 months. I still have a few to go, but with it being winter and having fibromyalgia and osteoarthritis, my pain has been very bad. So we bought a walking pad, and we heard that summer is going to be very hot and I need to get moving. I love your YouTube channel. Catch up on every episode. Blessings to both of you. And look at this.
Oh, Robin, how lovely. Oh my goodness. I see the hard work, like just the fruits of your labor is just so evident. And even though we missed last week singing happy birthday to you on your actual birthday, let's sing to Robin right now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Robin. Happy birthday to you and many more, so many more.
Next one is from Andy.
Hey, Andy.
To anybody who struggles with emotional eating and binge eating, sharing a small victory, having an issue with a family member, trying to decide how to proceed. Lots of prayers, sleepless nights, upset tummy over it. Got up twice in the middle of the night. In the past, I would have been eating my feelings to numb out. Last night, I sipped a glass of electrolytes at 11 p.m. and again at 3:30 a.m. I remember Dr. Cyrus talking about using a bridge drink and that snacking is an emotional event. I knew that for sure. God got me through.
So in my glass this morning, cherry chill, because that is right. Because honestly, it's the name itself has it in my drink. I know that I want the pace of this week to be chill. I want it not in a laziness that, chilling out about stuff.
That's next week.
Right? But there's not, it's a labor to calm down. It's a labor to rest for me. Like for my brain to like allow itself to just slow down, to meditate, to not try to fill every void with conversation, right? Like that's my emotional response. And certainly, like you, I was an emotional eater, because when I felt like things were out of control or I was upset about things, I didn't just want to stand around and do nothing. I felt like it was my job to fill the space with activity. And my activity was harmful to myself. It was ridiculous that I filled a lot of moments of feeling out of control with chewing and swallowing food. It was needless. And so I'm cherry chilling out this week.
Next one is from April. Does anybody know of a salmon patty recipe that uses pork panko instead of almond flour? I've got 3 cans of salmon from the food bank that I need to use. Please and thank you. So we actually have on our website a recipe for tuna patties.
Yes.
I hate tuna fish.
Yes, he does.
I pretty much hate all cooked fish. I love sushi, but I hate cooked fish. And it's funny, I did say we're not doing any specialty restaurants. I did get us one little present because we're not doing any excursions on our cruise, because I got us, like, I pre-bought us a thing for Azumi sushi on the cruise. Sushi. It was like $25. And if you've ever had sushi on, if you're keto and you go on a Royal Caribbean ship, they have Azumi, right? So we don't eat sushi because it's rice, but you can get a double order of the sashimi platter,
which is just the meat.
And I challenge you to not be like so full that you're ready to barf after you eat that much.
It is very filling.
It is so good. But anyway, we have a recipe for a tuna patty, and even I like that. So Chris just put it in there.
Thanks,
the cheesy tuna croquettes. Here's the thing. Not so much with baked goods. It will work, but not as well with baked goods. But any recipe that calls for almond flour, things like a tuna patty or salmon bake or something like that, you can substitute pork panko 1-for-1 with, you can substitute pork panko for almond flour. It will work.
Which is good.
It sort of works with baked goods, but not as well.
Because there's difference in sort of absorption.
Yes.
You know.
But when it comes to things like that, pork panko, well, if the recipe calls for almond flour, just use pork panko. And if you don't know what pork panko is, it's basically ground up pork rinds. There's lots of companies that actually make it, like pork, or you can just go buy a bag of really cheap pork rinds and grind them up yourself, especially if it's something like a patty where you don't care about the seasoning. You know, if you want no seasoning, it may be a little bit different, you know, because sometimes they have a lot of salt. But something like this, having that salt on the pork rinds would really work well. Next one is from Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
What are some of the topics, this one's actually for you,
okay,
that are discussed on Wednesdays with Rachel? I've heard it mentioned several times that Rachel meets live on Wednesday with members. I would love to know some of the topics that have been discussed so far. So before I have you tell what that is, so if you are new here, so Mighty Networks is free. Okay, I don't know why we make it free, but it's free. So then there is a $5, $10, or $25 group. That's people's ways of supporting us financially, because again, as I talked the other day, like it costs us $1,800 a year just to have Mighty Networks. In return, we do some extra things in there, and one of the biggest things is Rachel goes in there every Wednesday and basically does a coaching call. But it's a smaller people. There's only a few people in there, and you can come in live or watch it on replay. And if you're in there live, you can ask questions. So what are some of the topics that?
Well, we've talked.
Do you know what this week's topic is?
I don't want to say. I want you to come.
But it might be something that somebody needs.
Well, this one has to do with. I'll be a little bit evasive. You know? Okay, but it does have to do with eating and emotions. So emotional eating, if that's an issue for you, this will be a help. This will be a helpful thing. But what are some of the other things that we've talked about? Because the entire playlist is still there. So you can watch it. You haven't missed out like on all the previous weeks. You could just, be watching this.
And it is available for anybody in the $5, $10, or $25 range.
Right. We talked about protein. We've talked about fat. We've talked about carbohydrates, their role in the body. How much do you need? We've talked about trusting the process. We've talked about community. We've talked about toxic people. We've talked about how that influences your behavior. We've talked about mobility issues. We've talked about movement. We've talked about how we can build up our muscle and why we need to. So there's a lot of topics that are very important that we talk about. And then what I love about it is we have time to tell you how to apply this lesson, because I'm a really big proponent of not just gathering knowledge, but plugging that knowledge in so that you can enjoy the wisdom of it. right? So
Right.
lots of topics, and hopefully I thank you so much, Andy, for saying I love Wednesday morning meetings. We do have a big variety of topics, but what I love is the atmosphere in there. Everyone that comes into that Wednesday morning meeting comes with like a desire to lean in. They want to get better. They want to encourage one another. And if you're like, gosh, I feel like I'm surrounded with a lot of toxicity and I would love to have a safe place. I would love to have like just like a trading of ideas, like a brainstorming session in order to move me to success instead of just like spiraling where I'm at and not getting anywhere. This is the group for you.
And I saw Chris put up very good point. If you're not a member of Mighty Networks, when you go join Mighty Networks, do it on a browser. Do not download the app and do it.
Yeah.
Once you are a member of the group, again, whether they're free or paid, you can use the app. But to sign up, you have to do it on a computer or a browser. Like you can do it on your phone, but you got to like open up Safari, Chrome, whatever you're using, and then type in members and go there and sign up. And the reason that is because the Google Play Store, Apple, the Apple Store, App Store, if you sign up like paid groups and stuff like that on the app, they charge 30% more.
Right.
So we just made it so that you can't sign up that way.
So a lot of times we get a response of, this is an extra step that I have to do. I don't like this because I have to do something.
Yes.
Right? It's like, well, Facebook's already there and Instagram's already there and Twitter's already there and like YouTube's already there. And I have enough stuff and I don't want to take the time to do this thing on a
That's
desktop.
fine.
Here's my thought.
You're missing out.
Anything good requires an investment.
Right.
A good marriage, good parenting, good kids, a good career. It requires investment. You want good friendships? It requires investment, right? And so I love the fact that, yes, it is different. It is different, decidedly so, on purpose.
Right.
It is a different layer. It is a different level. It requires more of you, but you are going to get more out of it. And it is going to be in a place of peace.
Yes.
And I think that that's really important.
Next one is from Sandra.
Hey, Sandra.
Said, oh my gosh, the simple joy of being able to get up and down off the floor.
Yes.
Playing with the most beautiful toddler on the planet and not even thinking about it. That is my why.
We need to take some time to cherry chill out and enjoy these simple joys, because that joy is so important. We've oversimplified it that you could be down on the ground with your loved one and be able to have playtime with this precious child that you have waited all of these years for this moment. Do you understand that a moment with your grandchild or a moment with like your great niece, great nephew,
or your child
was a lifetime in the making? You had to live every day until this moment. Why wouldn't you want to enjoy it to the fullest and be well in it? I think that's incredible.
Let's take a quick fade to black and then we'll come back with the rest of the comments. Okay, so before we move on, I have two quick announcements. I forgot to make a post, or Rachel and I both forgot to make a post for this yesterday.
We suck.
But I did want to mention that Keto Brick.
Yes.
Okay. Is this it? Yes. Keto Brick. Last week they released the maple pecan. Is that what it's called? Maple pecan?
The buttered maple pecan?
Buttered maple pecan. Thank you. I knew I was missing over. Buttered maple pecan Keto Bricks. It's an annual seasonal thing. I hate seasonal things, by the way.
Because I like it, and then it's gone.
So then you got to be me and buy them all. So last week they released their original buttered maple pecan. Well, yesterday they released the better version. Now they're both good, I'm going to say. But yesterday,
the better version,
they released the tallow version.
Hello.
So right now you can get both. So if you like buttered maple pecan, which who wouldn't?
Right. It's delicious.
You can get it in either cacao butter.
Cacao.
Or you can get it in the tallow version.
Yes.
So just saying, Go get it because it's gonna sell out. And yes, Chris, I hate seasonal flavors because they go away.
And then that's when you want them.
Like keto chow is the biggest defense of that.
Right.
With like things like
I love this.
maple waffle.
And then
you like, get rid of it. Or eggnog. And then you get rid of it. And we live in a much smaller house and I don't have the room to stockpile it like I used to.
But here's the thing. If it's important to you, you will do it. Right?
Yes.
What does it say? The lifetime, the opportunity of a lifetime is available with the lifetime of that opportunity.
The other thing I want to mention is if you're interested in some carnivore bars, right here, carnivore bars, right? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't buy any for a couple more weeks.
Right.
If you only want to buy a couple of, like once a month, you're waiting for free shipping. Hey, I'm wondering if something's going to change. I'm going to tell you, this is stupid of me to say.
Right. Don't buy it right.
And they're going to get mad at me for saying this. Yeah. But don't buy any carnivore bar for the next few weeks if you like apple.
Not until October.
Because the best flavor of carnivore bar ever is being released on October 15th.
Yes.
The apple pie. Now, if you don't want the carbs of the apple, now I haven't seen the new one because I know they lost their source of the original one. But what I'm saying is if you just want the plain salted or unsalted, you can go buy them now. Use the link down below. And you save 10%. But if you want that apple flavor.
Which you do.
I'm going
to tell you do.
Hold off till October 15th.
Yes.
Yes.
It's funny, and this is a major thing because honest to goodness, like we interviewed him and he was like, at that time,
it's not happening.
He's like, I don't think it's happening. Don't get your hopes up. Because that's the hard part. And Chris Bear, I'm sure, will like completely testify.
I'm even going to tell you, it was so bad that he actually sent me like his last box.
Yeah, like his personal box. But when we were talking to him, even off camera, he was like, I know you love this, Joe, but here's the thing.
It's not coming back.
Finding a company that has any single ingredient and don't add anything to it. Just leave it alone. I just need your apple. I don't need you to add sugar to it. I don't need you to add anything to it. Just give me the apple and don't give me nothing else. That is, you think it's easy, but it's harder. It is harder to find clean ingredients than it is to find dirty ones.
Yeah.
Right?
Next one is from Melinda.
Hey, Melinda.
With this lifestyle change redo, I've decided to not let the scale sabotage me. I've not stepped on a scale at all. In the years past, I drive myself crazy over those stupid numbers. So this time, I'm only doing non-scale victories. So far, I've clipped my own toenails, and I walked a comic convention and the mall with my grownish kids.
Wow.
Just been doing more in general.
So now, hold that for a second. In the years past, I drive myself crazy over those stupid numbers. So if we keep the scale, which a lot of people will literally, like, if I gave them an opportunity, would fight me, literally wrestle my body in the street if on the other side of them besting me, they could keep their scale. Like, that's how passionate they are about the scale, okay?
Welcome to Marriage to Rachel.
Right, but Melinda is saying, in past years, I drive myself crazy over those stupid numbers. And Melinda came to the conclusion that if I maintain my hold on the scale, what I'm sentencing myself to is a future of driving myself crazy. Like, I will continue. I've found that I cannot negotiate with this thing. It won't talk back. It won't love me back. It is just me holding on to it and feeling crazy. So I've decided, and it feels very sensible to say, I've decided to not live crazy anymore. I think that's a great decision, right? And so this time, I am only doing non-scale victories, but let's be honest, the non-scale victories are really the only thing
that matters.
Because what if you were a scale size that you wanted to be, but because of some sort of an injury, you couldn't cut your toenails? Like, you could be thin, but not walk, right? Like, right. So I think that I appreciate Melinda giving us a way that we can lay down crazy and we can pick up a better way of tracking success is happening.
Here's the thing. We talk about this a lot. And I want to start off with saying, if you are a scale junkie and it does not affect your mental ability or your mental state of being, you're fine. We're not we don't hate people that love the scale. We're not opposed to people. But for many people, I would say a majority of the people who have had lifelong obesity issues, who are lifelong dieters, have a very unhealthy relationship with the scale.
Right.
I cannot be the only one that would get up in the morning, weigh myself, go to the bathroom, weigh myself, eat, weigh myself before I eat, weigh myself after I eat, weigh myself after I go to the gym, weigh myself after I get home from work when I've been sweating out outside. I can't be the only one who does that.
Yeah.
That is an unhealthy obsession with the scale. Okay. For me and for many people, that scale has nothing good to say. Nothing. Because when the scale goes down, it says you did something right. But especially if, let's say I had an extra keto ice cream bar yesterday, and then I wake up in the morning, the scale is down. That tells me, oh, you got away with it.
Right.
Maybe today you can have 3, right? It says, oh, you did really good the last few days, so you can relax a little bit today. That's what it says. If it went up, it calls me a failure. And so that is the problem with the scale. And let's be honest, the number on that scale means nothing except for going to an amusement park and there's a weight limit on a ride.
Yeah.
Or maybe a doctor wants to know your weight. Other than that, and I even think that like doesn't matter. But who cares? If you can fit in the clothes that you want to fit in and you can do the things you want to do, who cares what the number on the scale is?
Okay, so here's something funny. So I was talking to my mom. She came over. We actually were processing chickens this weekend. We will be processing chickens again next weekend because we're using a different breed of chickens.
They were smaller than I wanted.
They were smaller, and so we're giving them a little bit more time to, bulk up. And so she was over and we were talking about going to the doctor. And she said, for the last while that I've gone to the doctor, when they will say okay, and get on the scale, she just goes, no. And so, she had a nurse that was like, no, what do you mean no? And so my mom was like, well, I'm here to check up on some things like my eyes and my ears, that
Why does this scale matter?
And she's like, will this scale number change any of the course of treatment that you and the doctor would be prescribing to me? The nurse is like, no. I mean, it's a data point, but it's not going to change anything. If you came in here because you were sick, I would prescribe something to you to help with that. And that wouldn't be dependent on the scale. And if I'm looking at your eyes, I'm looking at your ears, I'm looking at your respiratory system, right? I'm looking at your digestive system. It has nothing to do. You were right. Get off the scale. Why are we taking this number anyway? I just thought that was important. Now, here's what's funny. I guarantee you, I would bet the farm on it that there will be somebody that reaches out to us either in the comments or they're going to send us an email or they're going to message me on Instagram and they're going to let me know that they are one of those people that have a fine and healthy relationship with the scale.
Which is fine.
Which is good, but I wonder why you feel the need to tell people that you're one of the lucky ones, I guess, that don't have it. Because if I was to tell you I've got the flu this week, I'm having struggles with this flu, I doubt very seriously that someone would think it's appropriate to be like, hey, I don't have the flu this week.
Right.
I guess I just don't have it. Sucks to be you. I think it's hard for people who do have a problem with the scale and who we're talking to are those people.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. And again, if you're fine with the scale, it's fine. I don't think it's horrible. I think that we need to be careful of the amount of times that it should not be the end all and be all of your health. Because as I've said in the past, I would have loved to have looked like The Rock in his heyday. But that means that number on the scale, this is how my thing is, I'd have to be willing to see 275 pounds. I'm not. Now, can we all look and say that take out the steroids? Did The Rock look healthier than me?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid of that number.
Well,
so that's my unhealthy relationship with the scale. So I think most men would be like, I would love to look like The Rock. I mean, I would like to look like Sylvester Stallone right now. And he's 78 years old. I don't have Sylvester Stallone's body. But the thing is that I don't think they care of what their scale says. They care, what is my body fat percentage?
Right. Well,
that's the better number to look at.
I was talking to somebody that more of their focus is on working out. Like more of their coaching has to do with fitness of being in the gym. Totally. Okay. And they were sharing that this is a major hurdle for coaches trying to help people. It's a major hurdle for this person because the people that they're trying to help will not get over that fact that you're talking about, that muscle doesn't weigh anything. And they are going to have to sacrifice the thin number for a muscle number that will be bulkier as they bulk up, right? But it is like, it's a fact that's happening. It's like saying, well, I really like my kid at 38 pounds because I can tote him around, right? And I don't want them to get any bigger. Well, you wouldn't do that, right? You wouldn't say, you would be like, hey, you getting, more weight on the scale reflects that you're growing and you're developing. And this is a good thing, right? This is what we want, is for you to grow and build, right? Appropriately.
Next one we have is from Faded Star.
Hey, Faded Star.
Fractionated coconut oil does not solidify in the fridge, and it does not have coconut flavor. Maria uses fractionated coconut oil in the recipe, not regular coconut oil. So this goes back to, we were talking on Thursday about mayonnaise. So this is not a dig on Maria. So I did go watch the video.
Okay.
So fractionated coconut oil, if you don't know, here's what it is. It is MCT oil. That's what it is. So most MCT oil comes from coconut or palm. That's where it's coming. It's coming from coconut or palm oil. So most of the good MCT oils come from coconut. So the way they make fractionated coconut oil is they remove some of the saturated fat, and you're left with like the M8, the M8, the M10. Okay, so
you mean C8?
C8 rather. So fractionated coconut oil, yes, will not solidify at room temperature. It stays liquid.
Which is what, when you see your MCT oil on the counter.
So think about the coconut oil that you would add to your coffee, right? You got it from Perfect Keto. There's lots of them. You can buy them in health food stores. You can use all of it. That is what she's basically using. MCT oil is what she's using.
Good to know.
I have not tried it. I am going to try it.
Let's do it.
If you have tried it, let me know, because what I'm concerned about is
poop in your pants.
Is disaster pants. Because I love mayonnaise.
And I will use more than one tablespoon.
And so for me, one of my biggest uses for mayonnaise, which I need to send you to the store later, is I love coleslaw.
Oh,
and we have a coleslaw recipe.
I love me
and
some
I use a
coleslaw.
lot of mayonnaise in that. And I will eat a half of my batch of coleslaw in a sitting. So let me know is when you make that, because number one, coconut oil, MCT oil is not usually cheap. Not as cheap as regular coconut oil.
Right.
But let me know, do you get disaster pants if you consume a lot of it? Because basically what mayonnaise is mostly oil.
Yeah.
It's an egg and mostly oil. So, yes.
Okay, so Trish said, I've been using the liquid coconut oil to make my mayonnaise. No digestive issues, and it tastes great. Okay. Good to know.
So, yeah. So, I am going to try that. I never thought about using MCT oil. I've tried it with coconut oil, and again, the problem is it solidifies.
Right.
So
it's a specific.
It is. It's not really coconut oil. It's MCT oil made from coconuts, and they're just calling it
So
fractionated
if you
coconut
get that
oil.
big jug from Costco that's got the orange lid on it,
That's coconut oil.
that's going to be
That
coconut
solidifies
oil.
at 70. That solidifies anything below 76 degrees.
So you are going to have a different result with that.
It's going to suck.
Than with the MC. Yeah. Okay.
Next one's from Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
I got a CGM as a trial. 14 days in, and my average glucose level has been 78.
Wow.
On Wednesday, I had a shaved ice snow cone, non-sugar free, and my glucose spiked over 100 points, but returned to base in less than an hour.
That's the goal.
I estimate that it was about 30 grams of sugar in less than 10 minutes. It was so good, but I will never have a regular one if I recently ate or will be eating soon.
You have a plan. So that is what you want to why you want to collect data, so that you can take a look at it, acknowledge that stuff happens, and then have a plan moving forward about how you're going to handle things.
Yes.
Right? Because you can do something with that information. First of all, you see that your average glucose level is 78. So what you've been eating, how you've been eating, it's working. It's working, right? Like, this is what you want to see. You also want to see that if you do, by choice, encounter sugar, that you have does a reaction happen, or is this just like baloney and I can just get away with anything? No, clearly, if it spiked over 100 points, then even if you've been doing keto for a long time, something happens to you in your body when you have sugar. However, because you've been clear in your eating, your body knows I encounter sugar, I get rid of it quick, and then I come back to what is the baseline, what's normal, pretty quickly. I like that. That's a lot of good information. And then now moving forward, you're deciding, well, what am I going to do? I'm only going to allow myself certain things at this time. For some people, the answer would be like, whoa, yes, something happens and I don't need the snow cone as much as I need my levels to stay the same, right? I love it.
Next one. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Yes. The next one is from Fiery Dragon.
Well, hello, Fiery Dragon.
When you are seasoning cast iron, how long do you leave it in the oven each time? I seasoned my cast iron once, and then my partner washed it out and has a fit if I smoke up the house.
Sounds like me and you.
I have to wait for him to be out of the house to get it done. So we actually have, I think we have a video on, it's an old video, on how to season cast iron. So there's a few things that you can do. What you do is you're going to put just a very, very light coat of oil. I have, in my testing with like Blackstones and things like that, I have discovered the best oil to season cast iron with is actually avocado oil.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Avocado oil works very well.
Were you surprised at that?
Yes, I was. So do not use bacon grease or animal fats to do the original seasoning on a cast iron. The first one. Even if you buy cast iron that is pre-seasoned, still do a seasoning.
Why?
Because it's not pre-seasoned well.
Okay.
Okay. And it will come off. Okay. It's just not done well. So you want to get the longer you do it, the less you scrub it, the better the seasoning becomes, because you get this patina, right?
I feel the attack.
So what you want to do is put a very, very light coat upside down over a cookie sheet in your oven at like a higher temperature, like 450, 500 degrees. It's only going in there for a few minutes. Basically, it's going to smoke and then go away. You only have to do it twice. And then after that, every time you cook, you're putting your oil in. Once you've got your seasoning, you can use animal fats, but just don't do the original seasoning, especially with bacon. Also, don't do your original seasoning on a Blackstone griddle with bacon. It will work, but you won't get a great season on there, because if you take a metal spatula and scrape it and it like kind of scrapes up and you see like gook, it means you don't have a good seasoning.
Oof. Okay.
Okay.
So the avocado oil, is it just because it's just the oil in it?
It's got a very high smoke point. Okay. And it's not a seed oil.
Okay.
Next one is from Quiet Storm.
Hello, Quiet Storm. When you were going through that list of ketchup ingredients, that's from the short that I did, I kept thinking, hey, those all sound pretty natural and taken in moderation are probably not bad for me. Rachel is once again spot on. Boy, you made my day. You must always read ingredient labels. Carb count is not the be all to end all to eating healthy. 2 or 3 tablespoons of a zero sugar, zero seed oil condiment is probably perfectly fine for me on top of the 2 or 3 pounds of cooked ground beef that you're eating. Portion control is perhaps even more important when it comes to condiments. We want to avoid getting into a trap where we are compulsively eating any food or condiment. Once you learn to recognize your own disordered eating, you can more confidently navigate which foods and condiments that you can safely consume and which may be a threat to staying on your plan. So thank you so much for this. This was in response to a short that I did because I was talking to somebody about condiments. And of course, when you come into keto, like your focus almost is exclusively on carb count, right? And you've got this whole list of things that we avoid a lot of times if you get like a list from somebody. And what are they saying on there? You've got to be, worry about like the carbs and things like tomatoes and things like carrots, right? And so when you look at your condiments in the grocery store, you're seeing like, man, something like ranch dressing or Caesar or, something that's like a very mayonnaise based type thing. That's what we're looking for, because why? It's usually 0 carbs per serving, or at the most it's like 1 carb per serving. And so we kind of don't want to use something like a marinara sauce or a ketchup of any kind, because if you're looking at the serving size, you're thinking, okay, well, the ketchup's got 2 carbs, but if I put some ranch on this, I'm only going to have, 1 carb or even 0 carbs. The problem is what is making up the condiment. A lot of times, if you are buying store-bought blue cheese dressing or any of those kind of dressings, even when you're paying more money for it because you are in the refrigerated section, like you where the good pickles are, and you're buying your condiments there, if you look, you may find, and most likely will find, that the number 1 ingredient on these things is a seed oil. That is going to make you feel like sweaty garbage. If you feel terrible, if your joints hurt, if you are inflamed, you will make other bad decisions in an attempt to comfort yourself. That's what I've learned about me, right? So what is going to cause less inflammation? It's going to be the removal of those seed oils being so pervasive in your life. And hey, let's be honest, we put condiments, we're kind of heavy-handed with it.
Well, most people don't measure.
They squirt, right? And so condiments really are something that you need to have an eye on as far as how much you consume. We used to joke about how we couldn't eat, broccoli or salad without just a gushing of dressing. Well, we still need to have eyes on that. We still don't want to be doing that thing. But I'm going to tell you, and this is an unpopular opinion, I would rather see you eat a no sugar ketchup where it's comprised of things like the True Ketchup brand, where it's got some carrot and it's got some sweet potato and it's got some sort of like a fruit concentrate that's making it to the flavor blend, and get 2 carbs per serving, than to eat the same amount of a seed oil based condiment that's going to give you 0 or 1 carb per serving.
Here's the thing about condiments. When it comes to condiments, we are not a huge proponent of tracking. I think that occasionally you should track to see where you're at and things like that, but I'm not
carb creep.
But when it comes to condiments, that is the thing that you should be measuring out the most. Like, I'm not a big proponent of measure out every burger. Like, I don't think you should get fanatical and like, I had 65 ounces or 65 grams of ground beef last night. But you should, especially early on, be measuring out condiments. And then if you've been doing keto for a while and you're struggling and you're seeing not the results or maybe the scale going up, the first thing I would look at is what are you doing with condiments? That's where, as Rachel mentioned, you have carb creep, because we get more and more, as you stop measuring, you get more and more heavy-handed. One of my favorite foods is wings.
Yes.
Okay. So there's 2 problems with wings. And I'm guilty of this, because when I eat wings, I'll get a lot. I'll eat wings for 3 days, because I'll usually get like a basket of 30, and I'm going to have, because it's cheaper to buy 30, and I'll eat 10 a day. So first of all, I always order them with extra sauce.
Right.
And if I'm making my own sauce, I put extra on. Or I'm doing a dry rub and I'm pouring extra on. I'm not measuring any of that. all seasonings, all spices have carbs. The label says 0. I always tell you to round up. If you look at Buffalo Wild Wings, we have a video. I mean, it's based on old flavors, but we have a video on the best seasonings and things to get at Buffalo Wild Wings. If it says 6 wings, the seasoning has 4 carbs, I'm going to tell you round up at least 1 to 5. But then you have to look at how many wings are you having. Well, I always get extra. So now I might be having 8 or 9 carbs in that seasoning or dressing that they're putting on. But what am I not counting?
Blue cheese?
The blue cheese that I'm dipping it in.
Right.
Okay, and that all can add in. The other thing that I cannot stand, and I think the worst advice any coach, keto influencer, I don't care who it is, the worst advice, the worst thing you will ever hear come out of somebody's mouth is, if it fits your macros.
Okay. I thought you were going to say like
if it fits your macros. That is the worst advice that somebody can give. You can have this if it fits your macros. And I'm going to give you an example of why. First of all, the first thing they look at is, it fits in my calories. Well, that's silly, because there's a giant difference between 100 grams of protein and 100 grams of sugar. That's number one. If you went with that, you're saying that I could eat 500, calories of sugar a day and being keto. That's stupid, right? What is the sugar doing in your body? That takes us back to the whole sugar diet thing. The next place they look at it is, if you can have this if it fits your macros, talking about the carb macro. So look at this. Here is a package of Oreo cookies. So if it fits my macros, 3 cookies, can I enlarge on this? Probably not. 3 cookies has, what is that? 25 grams of carbohydrates.
Well, that sounds keto-ish.
So
that's a ballpark.
What is that? 1 cookie is 6, roughly 6 carbs.
3 6s are 18. So maybe 8.
8.
3 8s
8.
are 24.
I'm thinking 8, right? So 1 cookie is 8 carbs. So let's say you're following total carbs, and how many grams? That's only 14 grams of sugar, right?
That's practically a health food.
So where are those carbs even coming from, right? You have 25 plus 14 grams with 14 grams of sugar. So the rest is coming from the
unbleached
wheat,
enriched flour.
Right. So if you're doing total carbs and you're allowing yourself 30 total carbs a day,
sure,
I can easily justify, I can have 2, I'm going to eat a steak and then 3 Oreo cookies. And I'm under my 30 total carbs a day.
That would fit your macros.
Those cookies are going to derail you in many ways. Number 1, you're consuming sugar. Number 2, you're consuming wheat. You're consuming flour, right? Number 3, it's going to give you that sweet taste. It's going to make you want to eat more. And I would really like to see anybody who can eat only 3 Oreo cookies.
I mean, maybe if you're just buying these packages. I mean, some people can really be like, hey, this is my moderation. But it is, what seed are you planting here? That's my problem. What seed are you planting? If I plant this seed in my life, then it has a chance to be watered and the sun to shine on it and it to bloom.
Yeah.
Do I want this blooming in my life? Does this belong in my life? No, I would like to weed this thing out. I would like to weed out the sugar. I would like to weed out the highly processed foods. I would like to weed out the flour. In order for me to do that, it needs to be pulled out, and it needs that space that it used to occupy needs to be protected.
So I'm going to redeem myself in one place. You're fine to apply if it fits my macros to protein and fat.
Okay. There you go.
But not carbohydrates or calories.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Protein and fat, yes, because I understand. Like, okay, I've got a certain goal for something I'm trying to do.
Maybe you're doing my goal.
You're trying to do a certain kind of cut, and I want to make sure I'm consuming at least 130 grams of protein, that kind of thing.
Right.
But when it comes to carbohydrates or calories, if I fits my macros, is the worst advice somebody could ever give. And I know I just really annoyed a lot of people. The other place I'm going to even tell you, this is a horrible admission, but I'm going to admit that we are not perfect. Okay, first of all, there's only one person who's ever been perfect.
Nobody.
There's only one person who's ever lived that
we
perfect.
struggle with that.
But When we first got started on keto, we were stupid.
Super
and we
stupid.
had no idea. We were very unknowledgeable.
We're still kind of stupid.
I didn't know the games that food companies play on labels, like downsizing, going like, oh, well, this bag has 1.67 servings, so that they could actually tell you it has 100 calories in a serving. I didn't know any of that.
I played the game.
I didn't understand the rounding laws. Yeah. That a lot of times it's not even the food company. It's that the government requires them by law to round down. And so I remember early on, I don't know if you remember this, we wanted something for our breath. Do you know where I'm going? And so we were on a ketogenic diet consuming Tic Tacs.
Oh, yes, because they're the 1.5 calorie breath mint.
Because it was a 1.5 calorie breath mint.
I remember
and then
that.
When you looked it up, it said 0 carbs. Now, how stupid were we?
Right.
It said 0 carbs, but they're sweet.
So I was believing that the label says they're the zero.
And we got to the point
nothing's happening.
It only lasted for a few weeks until we smartened up.
Right.
But we were consuming like an entire package of Tic Tacs a day.
Because if nothing is happening there, I can do as much of that nothing as I want. There is no end to the nothing.
It's like Weight Watch. The worst thing Weight Watchers ever did was come up with 0 point foods.
Because now I'm gonna build a castle out
when
of
they
those
say
things.
An egg is a 0 point, that's 1 egg.
Right.
That doesn't say you should consume 20 of them.
Right.
They don't tell you that.
No.
They just say eggs are 0
Well,
point.
that's why a lot of us were eating that cabbage soup because,
right.
I mean, and pots of it because it was 0. Nothing was happening.
Next one is from Eddie.
Hey, Eddie.
I love you guys. You both rock. I just started the keto journey. It's been difficult to plan out meals, especially when I work 2 jobs. Please keep sharing more videos. Question. Where do you get your meat thins and what type of deli meat do you use? Is it organic or just over the counter from your nearest Publix deli?
Great question, Eddie.
Meat thins. There's 2 things that we do. We make our meat thins, and then we make, what's the other one we do? Meat thins are yours.
Yeah.
And then we do carnivore chips.
Right.
Meat thins are super easy. Okay. What we're using is literally Steakums. So go to your local Walmart, Publix, grocery store, Winn-Dixie, whatever one you have. It doesn't have to be the brand Steakum. There's also
Philly Gourmet.
There's a lot of brands out there of these, okay? But basically, it's what you would use to make a Philly cheesesteak. It's a very thin slice of basically chopped up beef that has been then rolled thin. You're literally going to, we have a video on this, you're literally going to take that and put it in dehydrator and put salt on it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You can use deli meat. It's not the same texture.
No.
And you want to get it super thin. The other thing we make is carnivore chips, which is, there are companies out there that sell them, like Carnivore Snacks and Carnivore Crisps. That is literally just dehydrated meat but you're cutting it super thin, like 1.5 to 2 millimeters at the thickest. And you're dehydrating that for 4 to 5 hours, and it becomes like a potato chip consistency. For that, the best thing to do is either try to find something called shabu shabu, which is very, very thin sliced meat, or it would work with, if you go to your grocery store and ask your grocer or your deli to roast beef is where it's going to work. It's going to work very well with roast beef. And again, get it super, super thinly sliced and then lay that out. The problem with the roast beef is it's already cooked. And we're usually using like not cooked meat. That's why it doesn't work as well with deli meat. You can make the chips with deli meat, but that's meat that's already cooked and it's got preservatives and additives. Whereas what we're doing is literally taking uncooked meat and dehydrating.
Yeah, like the Philly steak that we're using as like a base is uncooked. It's raw. It's just frozen into a shape. And that's why you get a little bit of a different consistency using that versus using, like you're saying, a deli meat that's already been, cooked.
Next one is from Energen.
Hello, love the new kitchen. I have a wonderful husband who is good at building. I too have a wonderful husband who is good at building. We bought an older vacation home on a lake in northern Michigan. It was a tri-level. He made all the floors one level. Oh my gracious. And remodeled room by room. He installed a whirlpool bathtub for me. Last year, he completely remodeled my kitchen and bought all new appliances, replacing the old 60s stuff that was there before. My kitchen is beautiful now, and everyone has complimented him on how beautiful it turned out. We have 8 grown children, so I love to cook for them still. I have adapted most of their favorite recipes to a keto version, and they don't even know it. I feel like I want to end this post with, and we lived happily ever after the end. What a beautiful life. What I thank you for taking time to celebrate your spouse and to point to all of the awesome things that your spouse has done out of his love for you, clearly, and out of his love and decided provision for your family, and continue to create a space that family with 8 kids in it can continue to grow and thrive, right?
I just wanted to mention the end part with she took all their favorite recipes and made them keto, and they don't even know it.
I love it. That's love.
We had Peyton here. We made a video showing what we fed Peyton.
Yeah.
There is no reason if you can take especially desserts.
Right.
If you can take a standard American diet version of a dessert and then make it a keto version, you don't have to tell them.
No, you can just do it.
Do not what Rachel does called Lion King it.
This is
you don't have to make a casserole and go, this is keto. No, this is wonderful meat with some great tasting fat in it.
Well, and there's a lot of love there, and I'm going to take a lot out of that very meaningful post where it's just like the kiddos are coming home to have.
I was celebrating what she's doing.
A meal with their parents, and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And she's not taking up a lot of time rubbing their nose in the fact that
and they're enjoying it.
She sugar-freed it for them. So she's not spending a lot of energy. They're getting into just enjoying their time together, and I think that's awesome.
Yep. Last one is from Leslie.
Hi, Leslie.
I don't like seed oils, but I need to start eating a lot more veggies.
Okay.
I don't think these would throw me off, but maybe it would help me actually eat more leaves. Thanks for the fantastic review. That was for the G. Hughes dressing. Here's what I'm going to say. 2 things. Number 1, there was a link down below. You can also buy it in a lot of grocery stores. There are very delicious salad dressings from Primal Kitchen.
Yes.
That don't have seed oils. So Primal Kitchen, which was started by Mark Sasson, it did get sold off to Kraft, but Kraft has not, after all of these years, has not messed with it. They've not changed the ingredients. They are still seed oil free. And I've seen people say every once in a while, oh, it's owned by Kraft. There's no reason. There is zero reason for them to change it to a seed oil.
Right.
Because it is a line that they know why people are buying it. There would be zero reason for them to have that line if it did have seed oils in it, because they already have. Well, they already have hundreds of other products that have seed oils in it.
Right.
It's like Coke and Diet Coke, right? Coke would never get rid of Diet Coke. Pepsi would never get rid of Diet Pepsi. Why? Because they know there is a market for this, and we already have a sugared version.
Right.
It's the same thing. So don't worry about Kraft getting rid of it.
Always check ingredients.
Now, when a company first purchases a company, then maybe keep an eye on it. For example, Lily's chocolate chips got bought up when Lily's first started. Lily's chocolate chips had 2 ingredients, stevia and chocolate. Now it's got a laundry list of ingredients.
Right.
So when they got bought up, you keep an eye on it, but they have not changed it, and I don't think they're ever going to change it. So there are companies, we have a discount link down below for Primal Kitchen. You can buy it in grocery stores. All of their flavorings and seasonings and dressings are great. The other thing I would say is you don't have to eat greens if you don't want to.
Yeah.
You're kind of saying, I'm kind of getting from this is that I need to eat more veggies, so I'm willing to justify this seed oil dressing
to help me accomplish
that. And I'm going to tell you that, first of all, there aren't a lot of health benefits to eating a whole bunch more greens, other than maybe you're going to get some potassium. Okay, they just don't have the nutritional benefit that people think they do. If you like greens like I do, that's great. You're eating them for entertainment, for crunch, for color, but don't eat them because they're healthy for you, because they're not doing a lot. There's much more vitamins and nutrients in your beef.
Right.
What I am going to say though, don't consume a seed oil to get you to eat greens, because the benefits of any benefits you're going to get from a vegetable is going to be outweighed by the seed oil. So like the seed oils will ruin any benefits you're getting from vegetables.
So my advice would be, let's look to preparation. So how could you prepare a vegetable that would be able to be palatable on its own? Right. So you're like, okay, well, this means that I have to go in the direction of, like, let's say an asparagus versus a lettuce.
I think she's saying that she wants greens, then use Primal Kitchen.
Right, use Primal Kitchen if you're needing to get it in like a raw state. But if you're like, hey, I'm just in general trying to consume some vegetables because I want to do this thing, or I think it's important, or I'm taking some advice from someone who says to do this, then I'm going to say, try to make it so that the preparation can help to make it more palatable, so that you're not having to cover it up with something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, let's get into some of the comments. I saw a few. First of all, I saw it was Luann's birthday.
Yes, let's sing to Luann. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Luann. Happy birthday to you, and many more, so many more.
So I did see from Monica when we were talking about the pork rinds, she said, make sure your pork rinds are not fried in a seed oil.
Yes.
Yes. So when you go now, sometimes if you're on the road, you may not be able to do the best. Okay, just understand that, and that's where if you're never having seed oils at home, but you're on the road and you have a little bit of seed oil, I think you're fine. That's just my personal opinion. Dr. Sivas has talked about that, but there are pork rind companies out there that don't use seed oils and some that do. When you look on the package, if there is an oil listed in the ingredients, unless it says fried in pork oil, then that means that they're frying it in a seed oil. Okay, so like you'll see it like gas station ones that are like $1. It says like fried in canola oil.
If they say nothing,
if there is nothing,
it's for
that means it's fried in pork oil.
It's fried in its
own fat. They don't have to listen to that. They don't have to list that because it is the ingredient of pork skin. So that's the first thing. Number two, I've gotten a few messages about our video about how to make your own, buying the Rudolph Foods things, and people notice that the bags say there's dextrose in it. If you learn how you make pork rind pellets, because you can make them at home, it is a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Okay. You do need like dextrose or sugar or something as part of the curing process. It doesn't actually make it into the final product. It's just how they make that hard pellet. So this is going to upset people. Every pork rind that you consume, everyone from pork and goods to everything else, will have originally had dextrose in that pork rind pellet. Because honestly, 99.9% of the companies are all getting them from the same source. Right. Okay? They're buying pork rind pellets. They're bringing them back. They're frying them.
Seasoning them.
And then putting their own blend of seasoning.
Right.
Okay? You don't have the hundreds of pork rind companies that are out there, from pork and good to everything else. You don't have all of these companies out there all buying regular pork skin, drying it, aging it.
They're not doing that. They're not doing
themselves. That. They're buying pork rind pellets and they're frying them in an oil, and then they're putting seasoning and putting it in their own bag. So 99% of them all come from the same company. That dextrose is not part of the product. It's just part of the curing process. And it's not something to worry about.
So if you see on your pork rind bag, though, in the list of ingredients,
that's different. That's the seasoning.
That means that it's not part of just the regular pellet. It is part of it's an additional dextrose that's added as part of the
we're talking specifically about the pellets.
Right.
There are companies that do good things. So I wanted to mention, though it is not a keto thing, we have a grandbaby and we talked about that thing like popcorn, right? And I had mentioned that I don't think popcorn is horrible. I know like Dr. Berg has talked about he eats popcorn.
Sure.
Right? One of the worst things about popcorn
what is fried in
is what it's fried in.
They are cooked in.
Right? And we recently saw they had in Publix, they have bagged the popcorn that are fried in avocado oil and coconut oil. It's a blend.
And then just have only salt on it.
But again, this is a label thing. I picked up 2 bags and I looked at the back of it. I'm like, oh, I thought one was coconut oil, one of them has sugar.
So again, you got to be careful.
You have to read the labels of everything you're buying.
Yeah.
Dustin said, I need people's help. I want pork and good pork rinds to come out with a hot mustard flavor.
Ooh, that'd be good.
That would be really good, but my voice is not enough.
Let us all join Dustin in asking for this thing. I like hot mustard sauce as well. So I need to, it's been a while. It's been a minute since I pursued hot mustard. I need to go and see if either there's a hot mustard sauce, even for dipping purposes, that I could reasonably have. And if there's not a clean one out there, I need to get to making one.
So with regards to the Oreos, yeah, John said it perfect. Yes, a sleeve for me, a sleeve for my wife, and a sleeve for my daughter. Entire pack, 30 minutes.
Yeah, doesn't take long. It really doesn't.
I saw something. John said the main benefit of vegetables is expensive.
John said 1 row of Oreos and a 16-ounce cup of milk is the proper Oreo serving size. Absolutely. I agree. That's the thing. There's like a whole atmosphere. And that becomes like chaotic, right? Where it's not just like, oh, I'm just having a cookie. It's like, it never ends there when it comes to that type of food, right? It's always like, what else can I do? I'm going to crush it and I'm going to build a birthday cake to top it with. You know, like there's so much, it never ends there. It always ends in like me eating 5 more things to create the experience for this Oreo cookie.
Terry D has a good question. How long, welcome back from your cruise, Terry.
Yeah.
How long is the shelf life when you dehydrate the Philly steak meat? I would say on your counter, probably a week. It's dehydrated meat. There's not a lot of fat in it. It's very, very, very low fat. So think beef jerky. There are no preservatives in it. So you can add salt. If you salt it really well, that will give you a little bit longer. I don't think they're going to last a week. And when I say I don't think they're going to last a week, I don't think you're going to not consume them in a week. Also depends on how many. Like we would make like 5 boxes at a time. Rachel stores them in their fridge.
I do. I like
because it also makes it harder. They're like when you put them in the fridge, it's because the little bit of fat that is there, it just makes it a more cracker consistency than when they're at room temperature.
And that texture is appealing to our brain. You know, that's another thing that we've talked about in past like Mighty Network group is textures and how they hit in the centers of our brain different ways. And so a lot of times on keto, people complain that they don't have a crunch as a texture, and that makes a big obstacle for them. When you do the Philly meat or you make like the carnivore chips, that answers that complaint of your craving of textures, because you do have something that is meat and is also a crunch. It's the same thing years ago Joe did. You did the thing with the Parmesan crisp where in the microwave at like very, very fast, you could turn like a Parmesan rind into a chip. Basically, right?
Yes.
Like, and you see those, they sell Parmesan crisps, but if you're looking for a way to make them yourselves.
That was an answer to a company, I don't know if they still exist, called Moon Cheese.
Moon Cheese. And so this is a way, we have the video for it. You can look it up. It's from years ago that we made Moon Cheese. And again, this is how you turn a complaint into a solution, right? So the complaint is there's not enough texture when it comes to carnivore or keto. And so the way we solve that is we find a way to make the meat crunchy, or you make the animal source product crunchy. And so making a Moon Cheese substitute solves the problem, and so does a meat thin.
So John said, I thought the worst advice was using net carbs. I would say that's up there with
Definitely up there.
The thing about net carbs is it's not advice. It's just, it's out there and it's a lie by the food industry.
Right.
So net carbs, if you're new to keto, is a made up thing. It's not real.
Here's what I know. If you get a coach in your life that is telling you to do something if it fits in your macros, and to follow a net carb protocol. What they are looking for is they're looking for a client for a lifetime. They're looking for someone who's going to need a lifetime membership to your service because they are going to forever struggle. And these are types of advice that you see Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, those type of companies do. And what happens? People have a lifetime membership to that, right? You're always going to need them to like get back on track because they're having you follow that, and you follow it to its ends, right? You follow advice like, hey, you could still have Oreos. You don't need to completely get them out of your life. You can have a little dab of this very inflammatory, poisonous substance that your brain is going to crave, like on a level that is above drugs. Go ahead and keep trying to mess with it. Keep trying to tango with it, right? But that's what they want you to do, is stay in the fight with it, because then you're going to stay a client forever.
Yeah. Lady Fritzer, I treat the scale like a toxic relative. I only associate with them when I am ready and I'm in a strong place to handle it and do it.
Isn't that funny?
I love that.
That's a good standard.
Denise said, my neighbor does his seasoning of cast iron on the outside grill to avoid smoking up the house.
Also a great place. I also recommend frying up your sardines in an outside places. They're delicious, but they do best when they're not around human people.
So anything else before I go? John said, I get on the scale a few times a week, and sometimes it surprises me with a nice number and other times not so nice, but it's just a random how I feel, and my other non-scale victories are what's important.
I think it's important to get up in the morning with like a grateful attitude before your feet even hit the bed. You need to have something that you're thankful for. And once you go ahead and stand up in that feeling of gratitude and that awareness that I'm ready to have a forward-thinking day, my next moves need to support the direction I'm wanting to head in. Where do you want to go from here? Where do you want to go from, like, you stood up and you're in a spirit of thankfulness? Like, what's going to continue to undergird that thought and keep you moving in that right direction? If you think that an interaction with the scale is going to help you remain at peace, remain thankful, and remain hopeful for the day, then by all means, if that's part of your morning routine, do that thing, right? If you have come to an awareness that there's a risk that my peace will be disturbed, that my mindset will be headed in the negative, that it will be harder, not easier for me to be hopeful for the rest of this day and not feel like this is a throwaway day based on that scale number, then my advice is going to say, steer away from it. Yeah. Right?
Dustin said, when I think of carnivore bar's texture, I don't understand how apple pie would be good at all. It sounds weird.
It does.
And when they first sent it to us last year, I was like, no. Then I ate one. They just somehow made the flavor spot. It tastes like apple pie.
I actually think
it doesn't have a beef taste at all.
I actually think, and
it's got little tiny chunks of apple.
And Matt,
it does have a few carbs. I think it's like 7 carbs.
Matt doesn't live far from us, and we have some apple ones. So the next time I see you, Matt, because
he doesn't like the texture of carnivore.
He doesn't like the texture of carnivore bar, but I'm telling you that there's something about the apple that may allow your brain to receive it differently. Because remember, what we're saying, it doesn't feel right to me. What doesn't feel right to you is happening here. Right? It's how this is getting processed. And it's like the consistency is like not good for me. Right. So I'd be interested to see that if like apple pie, that flavor does what I think it does and makes it a little bit better. I
have to defend myself because Chris Bear, who I know is just trolling me, but I'm going to succumb to the trolling, said, and this is why we don't tell Joe when Keto Chow is coming back in stock. I have never, ever, ever said when I knew a flavor was coming out that the flavor was coming out. I just want to defend us that we were told by Carnivore Bar that they were coming out on the 15th. They said we can announce it, and they themselves made a post yesterday.
Okay.
Saying that apple pie was coming out on October 15th.
We stay private. We keep private things
private. We keep private things private, but when you tell me I can say it.
Then you'll go ahead
and I'm about a deal, and some people, Nothing is worse than when you buy something and then the next day it goes on sale. Or,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we recently
That
bought a
takes
new
you off.
generator for the farm. We bought a Harbor Freight 13,000 watt generator. It is still sitting. I really want to open it up and make sure it works.
You should.
But I bought it when it was not on sale. And I have 90 days to return it.
And buy it on sale.
And so I'm watching, is it on sale? Is it on
Oh, it
sale?
always hurts me when
And
it's like...
I mean, I've had that happen. So when I see, like, if I know a lot of people only want to make one purchase a month, or they want to make
Right.
sure they have enough money for free shipping. So I'm telling you, if you want the apple pie, hold off until October 15th so that you can get a bigger, better price.
It's inevitable. Every single time there's some sort of a sale, like in the sale releases and comes out, there's always one person that's like, I just placed an order yesterday. Like, how? Why? So if there's a way that we're free to like share it, I want to share it like right up front, because I don't want anybody that does like the carnivore bar to buy it on like October 14th and be like, are you actually kidding me right now? Like, if we have knowledge that we can share, I like being able to save somebody from that feeling.
Okay, real quick, 2 more comments at the end, then we're going to get off. I know we're late. So Chris is saying, by the way, we've been very good about never disclosing privileged information. I know he was just trolling me. But John said, there's nothing wrong with monk fruit. In syrups, it should be fine. A powdered version probably uses fillers that are loaded with extra carbs. So monk fruit is like sucralose. Okay. Monk fruit, it's like you need a very tiny amount of pure monk fruit to sweeten, unmeasurable.
Right.
It's very much like sucralose. It's unmeasurable for recipes to be able to use it. So a powdered monk fruit will be blended with another sweetener usually. Some companies, that's the like Lakanto is blending it with erythritol.
Right.
Okay. And that's what most companies will blend it with, erythritol or allulose. I think the best sweeteners for baking is a combination of monk fruit, allulose, or erythritol, allulose, and stevia, where they combine them all. Allulose is an amazing sweetener, but it's only 70% of sweetest sugar. That's the problem with it. So yeah, a powdered version is always going to be cut with something else. Very much like Splenda is a little bit of sucralose and a lot of dextrose. Monk fruit, powdered monk fruits are usually going to be a little bit of monk fruit for the sweetness, and then a lot of erythritol.
Because Lonnie is asking, any thoughts on Chalk Zero coffee syrups with monk fruit?
I have not tried the Chalk Zero coffee syrups.
We have not, so I couldn't.
We're no longer, they got rid of their affiliate program, so we don't have a discount for them.
Yeah, so I have never tried them. I've tried like other syrups that they've had, you know what I mean? Like almost like a caramel syrup that you'd put on like an ice cream or something, but I've never tried the coffee syrups. And so that's going to be a different makeup and consistency.
The last one I wanted to mention is Donna Joe said, I just did that with Equip protein bars. Yes, us too.
Yeah.
So we ordered a couple months ago, we ordered the mint chocolate chip Equip.
Yes.
And got it and did not notice on the website. So if you didn't know, we love Equip protein powder. In fact, we just got a couple of new flavors we're trying.
Beef protein.
It's a beef protein. And the thing about it is that some people don't like stevia, so they're sweetened with stevia. So they now have non-stevia versions, and they're using coconut sugar. Now, it's not a lot, but it's still coconut sugar.
Right.
And when you buy it, and the bag looks identical, and when you buy it, and we got it, and then all of a sudden we're like, we started using it, and we're like, oh, there's coconut sugar in this. The Equip protein bars do have sugar in them.
Yes.
They use a coconut sugar. So it's just something to be aware of.
Because keep in mind, you have to look at this like porking good is not just for people who are keto. It's for people who enjoy eating pork rinds, right? So Equip is not like just for keto. If you want to buy something like a keto chow, if you never want to worry about something that would be unsafe for a keto person, right? Because they're telling you, I am keto. Now, obviously, you always check ingredients, but Equip is not just for people who are keto. No. And so they're going to have different like blends. And so just keep your eyes on that, because it's not just for keto. Keto brick is going to be for people who are keto. They're going to know we don't put sugar in this thing. Right?
I will say for Equip before we get off, I see messages of people going, Equip is cheaper than Keto Chow. No, it's not. It's not. I love both companies. Don't get me wrong. I wish Keto Chow had other flavors of Keto Chow core, but it is not cheaper. It is cheaper per bag. But two things. Number one, Equip is not a meal replacement drink. It doesn't have all the vitamins and electrolytes, but also read the bag. You add 1 scoop of Equip to 8 ounces of water. Whereas with Keto Chow, which is $30 more a bag, you add 1 scoop to like up to 24 ounces of water. So if you try to put 1 scoop of Equip, and I know this because I've done it, 1 scoop of Equip to say a blender bottle, it's going to taste nasty.
Yeah.
It's just so, it's like watered down chocolate. Right. Is basically what it is. It's a great product, but just it's not cheaper.
Not the same. Yeah.
It's a different product entirely.
Right.
We are going to get off. Now, don't forget Wednesday, Rachel will be live on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern in the Mighty Networks Meatheads groups. And then we will be back live on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
We like you. We love you.